And we are back here once again with another prediction video. This time we are looking at the Ohio State Buckeyes in their 2026 season. Ryan Day in his ninth year at Ohio State. And to be honest, that makes me feel quite frankly old. I remember when Ryan Day was first starting out as a head coach, the whole Urban Meyer suspension and everything that went on with that. Man, I feel like that was, well, just yesterday. But that brings us to our 2026 Ohio State Buckeyes preview. Can they make it back to the national championship? Can they advance in the playoffs? A disappointing end of the season last year with the loss to Miami, 24-14. But the year before won the national championship against Notre Dame. So can they find a way to make it back there and win the national championship? Before we get into today's video, welcome to the Football Expert. My name is Reikley Ruby, and thank you guys for joining me here. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell down below. Helps me know that you guys are enjoying the content. It's completely and 100% free. No cost to you whatsoever. Like the video if you enjoy it. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Let me know what you think Ohio State will do record-wise. Do you think that they're going to be 12-0? Do you think that they're 11-1? Or if you're a Michigan fan, you think they're going 0-12? But yeah, so let me know what your thoughts and opinions are down below, and see where you're at, where you disagree with me, where you may agree with me. So let's get into today's video. So looking at the first game on the schedule, a home game against Ball State, obviously just an easy warm-up game here in week one after before you have the main event against Texas. So easy win, no problem. I won't go into that game with the game against Texas. Road game against Texas here. I think that this is going to be a very interesting matchup. The reason why I think it's going to be so interesting is because I think it's strength on strength. I think that Ohio State offense is absolutely incredible. Bo Jackson at running back, Julian Sand at quarterback, Jeremiah Smith at wide receiver. Even the offensive line, like I could name off the offensive line guys, and they're also very, very good. And looking at Texas, their strength is on defense. They have an incredible defense. They also have a good offense. I'm not saying that Ohio State's defense is bad or that Texas's offense is bad, but I'm just saying that I think that these are two of the best units in their respective units, defensively and offensively, in the whole country. So I think at the end of the day, the difference is going to be, I think Ohio State has a little more offensive firepower than Texas, and I think that they're able to once again get a win against Texas, who could once again be a number one team. Last year, 14-7 was the final. I think that Arch Manning has a little bit better of a game, but I could see another defensive slugfest. Ohio State's defense is not going to be, at least I don't feel like it will be as good as last year. You lost your top five leading tacklers. More importantly, you lost guys like Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs and Arvell Reese, who are all just spectacular players and important pieces to this Ohio State Buckeyes team. So I think that that is going to be a win against Texas, but I could see that game going either way. Then a road game, or I'm sorry, not a road game, a home game against Kent State. I think that this is also going to be a win. I know that Kent State has one of my friends on their staff. He used to work at Anderson, so I'm sure he'll be taking pictures at this game. But yeah, Kent State, a very interesting program. Talking to him a little bit about their program and the development. The quarterback is very underrated. Surprised he stayed at Kent State. So they have some pieces. Could expect a better season from the Golden Flashes, but it's Ohio State. They'll destroy Kent State for sure. Then a home game against Illinois. I think that this is going to be an easy win. I think Illinois is in a bit of a rebuilding year after last year, losing so many pieces, both offensively and defensively. So I think that they're going to have to deal with the offensive struggles that they're going to have, see if they can fulfill those positions that they have lost. So I have that as a win. Then a road game against Iowa, going to be an incredibly interesting matchup. The problem is Iowa does not have any offense, and their quarterback situation is pitiful. If they had any sort of quarterback, I think that their running back is one of the best running backs in college football. The problem is Ohio State's going to put 9 guys in the box. Like they just are. There's going to be 3 wide receivers from Iowa or 2 wide receivers and a tight end. And they're going to put 9 guys in the box. Like they just don't believe Iowa's going to pass. And do I think it's going to be a slugfest? 100%. Do I think it'd even be close going into the fourth quarter? Yeah. But do I think that Iowa was able to win the game? No, I don't think that they had the offensive ability to do so. Home game against Maryland is up next on the docket. I have this as a win. I think Max Loxley is in his last season as the head coach at Maryland. He's just been so middling. And to be honest, that is Maryland football. And to expect much more is to expect something that isn't realistic, at least not consistently at a school like Maryland. But Maryland still has some players that have been good in the past. They've had some years where they've been good for a little bit. And this Maryland team just has not been at that spot. I think that they will continue to be middling if Mike Loxley is still their head coach. So I have that as a win for the Buckeyes. Then a road game against Indiana. I have this as a win. I think that I went back and forth on this game a little bit, and I went back and forth between this game and the next game that's on the schedule. And what I said is this. I think that Ohio State is going to be ready to play against Indiana. I think that they're going to want revenge for last year and the loss in the title game. So what I'm thinking personally, I think Ohio State gets a win here, goes into the bye week. They're ready. They're going undefeated into the bye week, and then they go on the road to Southern Cal, and Southern Cal shocks them. I think that they get a loss there against Southern Cal and Jada Mayaba and Lincoln Riley. And here's my rationale. I think, like I said, this team, Indiana is a better team than Southern Cal is. They just are. USC is not as good as Indiana is. That's true. But do I think that Ohio State's a team that could get up for a game and then lose to a team that they're not supposed to, especially a team as talented as Southern Cal? Yes. So I think that they win the Indiana game, lose the Southern Cal game for their first loss of the season. Then another difficult game because, goodness gracious, this is a tough stretch. It's at Indiana, bye week, USC, and then Oregon. Like, that is just one of the most brutal stretches in all of college football, like almost in college football history. So home game against Oregon, I have this as a win. I think that Oregon is a good team. I think Dante Moore is a good quarterback, but I think they're going to bounce back after a loss against USC. That, and then I also think that Oregon's defense is good, but I just like Ohio State's defense a little bit better, especially at this point in the season. If it was week 2, like if they switched the Texas and Oregon games, I could very well see Oregon winning this game if it was earlier, because I like chances for Oregon earlier. And also it is at Ohio State. It will probably be a night game. And I think Ohio State has a lot to play for in a matchup like that. So I have that as a win. Then a home game against Northwestern. I think they continue the streak, get a second win, build up some momentum here. Then a road game against Nebraska. And I think that this is once again going to be a win. Matt Rule has just been a bit of a disappointment, honestly, at Nebraska. I think that he has not been bad, not been horrible, but he has not reached the levels that he reached at Temple, nor did he at Baylor. And I just don't know whether this is going to turn into a failed experiment there in Lincoln, Nebraska. So I have that as a win for the Buckeyes. Then a home game against Michigan. And here's what I have to say about this game. Michigan lost the game last year with the blowout win for Ohio State. And then the year before they lost, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. I believe it was a 4 or 5 game losing streak. I think it was 4. It could be 5. Last year broke that streak, and I think that that is really important to do. The thing is with Ryan Day, that Michigan team had a true freshman starting quarterback, all the issues going on with their head coach, all the issues with their offense just being horrible. The defense was not great, but it was good. And yet they still, that was the one game that they've beaten Michigan. in Ryan Day's tenure, more specifically. They've lost a lot of games in Ryan Day's tenure. I think he had another win as well. But I'm sorry, when I look at this Michigan team, I see a team that is just built to beat Ohio State. I could very much see a win here for the Buckeyes, 100%, but I'm going to pick it as a loss. Michigan has stacked up wins against this Buckeyes team. And until Ryan Day can prove to me that he can consistently beat Michigan, in which something that he just has not done at Ohio State, I think that is something that is a fair thing to say. I don't think that it is going to be a blowout by any means. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. But Ryan Day was able to get a win back in 2019, but then lost in 21, 22, 23, 24, beat in 25. So he's 2-4 against Michigan. The problem is this Michigan team is, I think, going to be better, more disciplined, defensively a better team. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. So I think the close game goes to the Wolverines. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments section down below. I'm sure Ohio State fans have some thoughts, especially with the loss to Michigan. Hit one of the two videos down below. Will be a playlist of all my college football predictions. So if you're a fan of another team, if Michigan, I also have my Michigan one in there. Hit the subscribe button up here. As always, have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.